Hey, it's Mike. How y'all doing? I'm doing well. I'm going to do a video of what I have watched so far in November. I will have more to put on this list, and there are a couple things on Shudder and on Netflix that I plan on watching as well because I don't own them. And truthfully, some of the movies you can't get on Blu-ray yet. There are DVD. So I have to watch them on the streaming services. So I'm just going to kind of rip through these. They are in no particular order at this time because I've had to take some out. But one of the first ones that I watched was Halloween 5. We all know Halloween 5. Michael is back. He didn't die at the bottom of that cavern or whatever the hell he fell into. And he comes back to go after his niece. And then he kills pretty much everybody surrounding his niece, but he still doesn't get his niece. A lot of good that did him. I also watched Halloween 4. I do like this movie quite a bit. I like part 5 quite a bit. I think Dr. Loomis is awesome in all of the movies. Yeah, he's just, Donald Pleasance is just such a fun guy in these movies, and you can tell he's having fun with his character. So love both of those movies. I also really love this one, Hellfest. Another little atmospheric Halloween set movie. Fun fact, this was actually taped here in Georgia. The majority of it was taped at Six Flags of Georgia up by Atlanta. And they had a good time filming this. It's fun going in, hell getting out. I enjoyed this movie. It could have been a lot better. I mean, they could have done a lot more with it, but I like the fact that it isn't completely over the top. I wish I could have I wish they would have done a little more. The last few deaths, like the first one, the kid who gets his head bonked by the bell thing, the mallet, that was an awesome death. And the guy, with the needle, that was an awesome death. The last two was like stab, 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 done. Come on, we could have done a little bit better, but still, a fun movie. I watched the only 2 of these that I can watch, except for the remake. I do like the remake, and I have that, and I may watch it. I don't know. I've got other things on my list here. But I did watch part 1, which is still to this day one of my favorite horror movies. I absolutely love what's her name? Eliza Guku? How do you say her name? I can't even remember. Isn't that terrible? And then Desmond Harrington, and Eliza Dushku. Is that how you say it? I don't know. But I like the rest of the characters. The Jeremy Sisko, I really love him. He's been in a lot of good things. And the other girl who played, I can't remember what her name was in the movie. The first girl to get killed, a little redhead, I think is what she was. She's been in a lot of other like Hallmark Christmas movies and stuff. I really like her. She's a good actress. This was a first time watch for me. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to keep it. Pledge Night. You would think that this would be like a real fun graphic movie, but not so much. I mean, it was interesting. Don't get me wrong. You have this kid who was mangled back in, a few years, and then in a hazing thing where he got all burnt up in a bathtub full of acid. And basically his ghost comes back and goes into this other current college fraternity member. Having been in I will say I pledged a fraternity. When it got down to the end of it, I just didn't enjoy it. I have never been somebody who enjoys alcohol access, and I think that's because my mom and dad owned a tavern. I've said that before. And the drunk scared the hell out of me. So I never wanted to be drunk. So I just never got into that. It just wasn't that big of a deal. I enjoyed going through the process. I met some really nice people and good friends, but they told me I had one earring at the time. I don't even remember which year it was in. And they told me I had to take that earring out. So I showed up on the first night with a big old dangling earring. And that pissed some of them off. So they blackballed me. I didn't have to pay dues. I didn't have to live in that nasty ass house. But anyway, this movie, it's all right. If you were a woman in this movie, you showed your tits. This was kind of a fun little movie. It's called The Expelled. I do believe it's Australian. I'm not sure. They all spoke with an accent, and I'm pretty sure it's Australian. But yeah, it was all right. You never found out who the killers were in this. Oh, spoiler, sorry. You just saw, which really isn't that big of a spoiler. But yeah, it was all right. It moved pretty quickly. None of the deaths were actually seen on camera. Everything was done off camera, and then you saw the results. Next one, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Always one of my favorite movies. I love this one more than I did Scream. Sorry. And then I also really like this one. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Mainly, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze, and I loved Brandy. Yeah. So we all know what these two are about. Drunk kids hit guy, try to dispose of the body, but the guy's not dead. But they think he's dead, and the next year he's not dead, and all kinds of chaos takes place. This one, they all think he's dead. He's still not dead. And then, they win a vacation, and the not dead person has a little help, and all kinds of chaos pursues. So yeah. I watched Boogeyman 1. There's Boogeyman 1, 2, 3, The Boogeyman from 1980, and then Return of the Boogeyman. I have seen 1, 2, and 3 at different points. I actually watched part 1 and 2. Never mind. I did watch 1 and 2. I really like part 1. It's spooky and goofy, and I just like part 1 a lot. Just because it is one of those movies where you're thinking, what the hell's going on here? All right. One of my all-time favorite movies, the movie that got me started on horror movies, The Birds. It has to be a part of any of my Halloween watches. This is the Steelbook. It's got beautiful. I absolutely love Tippi Hedren in this. I hated Birds for the longest time because of this. My brother and sister, I don't even think I was 5 years old, had me upstairs when my mom and dad were down in the tavern watching horror movies. So I hated the Birds, and I would not take a shower. Honest to God, I would not take a shower until I was much older because of Psycho. All right. I watched this movie. This isn't the version I watched. This one's still... I watched the Steelbook version before. I don't know where the hell it's at. My friend might have it. I watched this movie. This was a lot of fun, actually. Dark Web Unfriended. This one, I would say, the characters were a little bit better developed in this one than the first one, and at least the killers made sense. In the first one, it was something mythical or whatever. At least in this one, it's not quite so wonky, but I did love the lead guy in this. He was very good. What the hell was his name? I can't even remember his name at this point. I've watched so many. But yeah, good movie. I've watched the first one several times. I like it too. And, you know, I like this kind of internet stuff. I even liked Fear.com. All right, another great Halloween anthology. I don't know if any of you own this, but it's called The Witching Season. And it has 5 stories, and they're all good. I will say that the 4th one is the most... I don't know. It is the longest, so there's a little bit more to it. Some of the other ones are pretty quick, but they're all fun. The first one is called Killer on the Loose. The second one is called Princess. The third one is called Not Alone. The fourth one is They Live Inside Us. And the fifth one is That You? So yeah, it's a lot of fun. They got a lot of extras on this as well. So if you get a chance to get this, I would highly recommend it. It is a great little anthology. I watched The Ring. I was feeling nostalgic, so you're just gonna have to understand how my brain works or doesn't work. I also watched The Grudge. I love the first of both of those movies. Love this movie, House of Wax. I like the original. The Vincent Price and all that. But this movie is a lot of fun. It got so much crap when it first came out, but it is just an awesome movie. It moves so fast. It's got a lot of our typical Jared Padalecki and Chad Michael Murray, Alicia Chutbert, I have no idea who that, and of course Paris Hilton. And that's why I got so much grief. But you want to know something? She did okay. She did okay. She showed fear. She was actually not bad at all in this movie. And I'm not a fan of what she was back then. So, House of Wax, awesome. This was a first-time watch, and I had no idea it was a TV movie from like a million years ago called Killdozer. I just wanted to watch some things that I hadn't watched. This movie is kind of hilarious in a way because it's a bulldozer that gets possessed by something that falls out of space, and yeah, it kills people, runs around. You would think you'd be able to get away from a bulldozer. Now, the first guy's death I understood because he basically got burnt when the killdozer comes in contact with, or the bulldozer comes in contact with the space rock. But the rest of them, come on. I could understand if it was a quiet vehicle, a fast-moving vehicle, bulldozer. But it was still pretty good. I enjoyed it for what it was. And it doesn't star anybody any of us would know, really. Clint Walker was kind of a big deal back in the 70s. So, I didn't know him. All right, finally watched The Babadook. A lot of people complain about the kids screaming through the whole movie. It did not bother me. I thought this was like an eerie as flock movie. I enjoyed it. It was the first time I watched it. All right, so now we're getting to the bottom of the Halloween barrel for me. Curse of Michael Myers. I watched this version and the director's cut, but I couldn't find the director's cut either. I had that on Blu-ray. I actually had 2 copies of it at one time. But yeah, you know, this one pissed me off immediately when they kill our girl off. Why would you kill off Lori? Or why would you kill off Daniel Harris's character, what's her, Jamie? Why would you kill her off? And so brutally in this cut. Of course, in the producer's cut, it's different, so it didn't bother me as much, but it still pissed me off that they killed Lori. Otherwise, it's a good movie. I enjoyed pretty much everything about it. Darkness Falls. I have always loved this movie since the first time I saw it. I wish it would get a Blu-ray release. It's just a fun story about a crazy woman who used to, I don't know, she was a dentist, or she would collect the teeth of children, and then she got burnt, and yeah, craziness ensued. Okay, now we're going to talk about a movie that I despise. I was so excited about getting this movie, and that is called Gutterballs. This movie literally has a 15-20 minute rape scene. I don't need that. I mean, it was graphic as hell too. It wasn't like, no, it was disgusting. There is nothing entertaining about seeing a woman being abused. I don't care who you are. If you enjoy that, get the fuck off my channel. And then, of course, every scene after that was one rape scene. And then we had this disgusting scene where two kids are getting ready to do a little bit, and then they're killed by having each other's genitals stuffed down their throat or smothering them. And then our main guy in the rape scene ends up getting raped by a toy, or not a toy, but a bowling pin that had been shaved up. Nope. Going. I don't want this anywhere near me. I barely made... Okay, stop. All right. Worst Halloween movie for me, and the only other one in my collection, because I don't have the Rob Zombie crap, Halloween Resurrection. I don't mind this movie. It pisses me off that they killed Laurie. I'm saying that a lot. At the very beginning, and it took me a long time to get past that to even kind of enjoy this movie. The rest of it's just mediocre. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It is not the one that I will go for. All right, another first time watch without warning. Kind of hilarious. It's a fun little movie. It's one of those, the alien terror is here on Earth. Yeah. The little meat things that he throws out to throw on people and they somehow kill people. I don't know. I thought it was kind of hilarious. And the alien, when we finally see him at the end, he doesn't do a whole lot. He just kind of stands and makes noise. But yeah, I liked it. It was fine. It's one of those horror movies that I'll keep just because it's cheesy AF. Another one that I really like is Come Play. This was a fun little spooky movie. Once again, this creature comes out of screens to make friends, but really what he wants to do is take you with him, so basically you die. And the last one for this part of the month, I'll probably watch about 10 more, is The Fog, one of my all-time favorite movies, one of my all-time favorite Jamie Lee movies. Oh, disc is still in the player. But yeah, is it slow? Yeah, but you want to know something? I love the stories that they tell. I loved the old man at the beginning with his tale. I love the tale that doobie-doo. Why can't I think of his name? Tom Atkins, there we go. That he tells while him and Jamie Lee are on the boat before the first person is found. I love Adrienne Barbeau. I think she is amazing in this movie. And yeah, it's not super gory, but it is super intense for me. And the fog still kind of freaks me out. So, all right, guys, this video has gone on for 400 years, and that's what I watched so far in October. So, all right, talk to you later. Bye.